On today's video, we're gonna wrap up our Lost Kingdom Progress series with the 2 missing buildings in the Lost Kingdom. That is right, we get the level 6 pass and the Great Ziggurat to wrap up all the buildings of Rise of Kingdoms. First Lost Kingdom after 2 long months. We got a little bit more to go to wrap up all the achievements. We're gonna talk about everything in this video. Stick around, smash a like on the video, and let's get going. Hey there YouTube, welcome back to the Gekko. What you guys are seeing right there is the level 6 pass going down. In case you guys want to know what's in the level 6 pass and what you need to know about this level 6 pass in one shot with one image, bam, right there on your screen. That is available in my Discord server, link in the description down below under the Lost Kingdom channel. You have images like this with all the skills, all the reports, all the everything you need to know about every single one of the buildings. The most important things you got to know about a level 6 pass are the following. First of all, we have 3 million tier 5 archers in that pass, which means you're going to either use archers or calves, full archers, full calves, to take these things out, the level 6 passes. Now remember that as a pass, you can only use 3 marches to hit it at the same time, and from there, the marches are just going to march back and forth looking for a place where they can do damage to the pass. So you don't want to have more than 3 marches hitting it, primarily in situations like PvP pass take. You don't want to get to a point where your troops are marching back and forth trying to hit the building, because if there's AoE available, that's going to be straight deaths. That's not the case here. Level 6 pass is pretty straightforward. All you got to really know is that you have to get it done within 5 minutes, or else it automatically heals up and you got to get it done again. It pretty much breaks the rally and bam, it's over. So you really want to get it done within 5 minutes. And of course, you really want to make sure that you're using the proper type of troops, and the proper type of troops based on the commanders. This is a huge point. We're going to see why it's so important and why it's so huge in the Ziggurat once we get to that. This was pretty straightforward. A rally plus 2 marches, debuffing and slowing down the rage of that pass, and bada bim bada boom, like Chiskel says, bam, there goes the pass, there goes the marches, there goes zone 7, and now we start flagging down and to wait essentially for the Ziggurat to open up. Now the Ziggurat right there on your monitor, on your screen, wherever you're watching this, the Great Ziggurat is the final building. It's the main middle building. Do you want to know what's in it? This is the basic report right there. If you want to see the actual picture that I made, bam, right there on the screen for you guys as well. They're available, and this is available in the Discord group, as well as the size of the AoE of the Great Ziggurat. Everything you guys want to send inside your chat, in your alliance chat and whatever not, these images, you're welcome to. Grab them from the Discord, send them out so everybody knows what's going on. Now, when we took the Ziggurat, I was streaming this, and it was a pretty straightforward thing. We knew we just got to do a full cav, full reinforce, just bust it open, hit it hard, because there are 6 million infantry troops within that building. But you're going to really have to create massive rage and massive skill damage to get to the point where you are taking this building within the time frame that you need, which is 6 total minutes. By the time you pass the 360 seconds, this thing is over. So you really want to get it done within that time frame. And on top of that, there are 2 very critical, well, technically 3 very critical things about this building. First of all, its AoE damage is quite significant. And again, you'll see it popping up right there. That's the AoE and its range. And the second most important thing is all those marches with the frowny face are actually contributing to the Ziggurat quite dramatically. Because as part of its the skills on the commanders that are holding this Ziggurat right now, every defeated enemy army will heal 5% of the troops within the building. So you really don't want to have anyone near that AoE, with the exception of your rally itself. And that rally needs to be continuously reinforced and full so that it does as much damage as possible, the quickest possible. Now, one very important point that I have to mention, it seems like a no-brainer to me, but we had this issue arise, which is if you're going to be reinforcing a rally, you have to be right behind the rally and ready to reinforce really quickly. we had a situation where someone who was marching a minute away managed to get himself into the rally, and now all the troops that he committed to the rally are a minute out, and now the max amount of troops within the rally for that next minute went down by as many troops as he had committed. So very, very important stuff is to be as close as you can to the rally itself on the top left, like in our situation, and just join as quickly as possible. Don't march from too far. Now, the one last thing that is important to know, and it's a critical point, is that for every 3 HP, 3 health, the Ziggurat loses, it shoots out another set of believers. Now, these believers, what they are is they're these barbarians that they move down on the small pathways from each direction, and if they manage to join into the Ziggurat, if they manage to walk the walk all the way into the Ziggurat, they actually heal it up even more. So the idea here is to have troops around the building to get those believers, a rally hitting the building that is continually reinforced, and unfortunately we messed up our first run. It took us a total of 3 attempts, but then we figured out what the problem was. The problem was that in this situation, we were rallying with a Khan leading the rally. And Khan's skills are fantastic and tanky and do a lot of damage. They do a lot of damage, which is why he's there. The big problem, though, is that 2 of his skills require a full cavalry march. Now, remember what I told you guys about the correct set of troops? Turns out one of our members, either accidentally or sabotagely, I guess you'd say, added archers into the rally. Not once, but twice. And when it was finally figured out that it was the same dude who did the same mistake twice, he got kicked out of JWM and he hasn't come back. So this was a crucial mistake, primarily because we were streaming this live and we wanted to get it done in one take. It didn't work out for us, but a bunch of other alliances that got this done after us did it in one take. Some of them didn't even care that JWM did it or didn't do it. They had a plan. They had a good plan. They had a good set of commanders, executed it well, and got it done in one take. Unfortunately, it took JWM 3 attempts, and this is the 3rd one where we finally get the Ziggurat. One last point I need to make about this Ziggurat is that there are 4 buildings in here that I neglected altogether, which are on the 4 corners of that Ziggurat. Those are the citadels. What the citadels are, they are like catapults. What they do is, if the building, and of course there are guardians that you got to kill in here, there's all that good stuff. In the picture I have in the Discord group, you'll see all the skills and everything that comes up on the battlefield itself fighting the Ziggurat. But the 4 citadels are kind of like the Altar of Darkness and the Ancient Ruins. They have an area that you have to be within, and once you have the citadel, whatever it is, you get 4 of them with 4 different types of buffs: health, defense, offense, and health, defense, offense, and march speed. The 4 typical buffs we have for troops. But the thing is, if you own the Ziggurat and some other alliance owns the Citadel catapults rocks onto the Ziggurat, causing deaths and damage to troops within the Ziggurat. And the funny thing is, it doesn't take much to take it. It happened more than once, even after the Ziggurat was secured and is safe by JWM. People march from one side to the other and cross that little zone of the Citadel, and then we get a notification on the screen that the Citadel was taken by some other alliance, and then we get a notification that the Ziggurat is being hit by the Citadel, even though nothing really happens because there's no troops there. The reason you want to have the Citadels is primarily for the buffs. You really want to have the alliance that is doing the main brunt force to the Ziggurat be the one owning the 4 Citadels, and once that's that, you're good to go. You don't have to hold on to the Citadels forever. You can keep them. And that's a cool thing, that you'll be able to keep those buffs, but you don't have to. And there goes the great Ziggurat belonging to JWM. And that is pretty much it buildings wise. We've gotten all the achievements. We've gone from zone 4 to pass 5 to the altars, to the what was it, Crusader camps. We had sanctuaries, I think, or shrines or whatever. And we had a bunch of things along the way. The final building, the Great Ziggurat, is under our control. So the real question is, what comes after the Great Ziggurat? Of course, there's still plenty of time left in the Lost Kingdom for you to enjoy the resource gathering, the barbarian hunting, and there are plenty of achievements in time for you still to lock up those achievements. And here's what comes next. So for JWM, the main goal was obviously it is time to start planning for the 5 fortresses achievement. So the final hardest, toughest thing in the Lost Kingdom itself is picking up 5 enemy Crusader fortresses. At some point in time, the level 4 passes become unsealed, allowing anyone to go into your zone 4. And from there, the top alliances start planning their flagging so they can get these buildings done. As you can see right now, JWM spent a lot of time planning the flags, getting the resources, gathering on the alliance territory, and doing everything we need to have the proper flagging set up to pick up these buildings. Now we're still on our way there. You can see BNF are already dropping a fort right next to the actual fortress itself. You can see that we are on our way to this fortress and about to capture it as well. So that is number 2 right there. The third one, I think, was already picked up, if I'm not mistaken, down here. That is right. This is already taken by JWM. So you can see we have a third one right there. The fourth one is, of course, Kingdom 58. They were never going to let Kingdom 58 just keep this, right? They want to take it. They were waiting for this for a while, from the beginning of the Lost Kingdom, to come in here and wreak havoc. High are still kind of around. There's still some people getting their solo points, which is another very important thing that is left after the Lost Kingdom. And I think we also picked up one more of these right down here. So Kingdom 63 is the last and final fortress we are planning on taking. There was some flagging mishaps. It does happen occasionally. The idea was to come from this direction, but because of some opposition by Kingdom 63, we ended up going in that direction. And this is where really things became a bit tougher, because for some reason Lilith Gaming decided, after it was relatively easy for UCS to get this done, to increase the amount of burn time per flag. It got doubled up and then it got brought back down at 30%. So it became now 700 seconds minutes or something like that, rather than or whatever it was. It was like 1,000 and then it went down to 7. It was 500, then it went up to 1,000 and then it went back down to 700. So it's like it takes longer to burn flags, which means it takes longer for you to be able to build your next flag, and you really have to have a mapped out set. Luckily not luckily, really calculatedly, JWM have someone who had planned the flagging to the T, and as you can see, the plan is working well. Building is happening all across the map, and at this point, it's just a matter of time until we pick up the 5 fortresses and get the final rewards from the Lost Kingdom itself. Now, there are the things that you still have left to do are all your achievements that you really hadn't done until now, which you can see under your Crusader achievements. You can see that I've gotten all the way up to 121,000 honor points, and the way I did it is described in the video on the card up top with how to get 100,000 solo points to wrap up your honor points and get all the rewards. I'm at 121. We're gonna get that to the 150. There's still plenty left to do. I did get some kills and some stuff to get my Faith 1 and 2, but I don't think I'll end up getting this. And of course, if you end up with Faith 5 and 50 million kills, then you get your insane amounts of nice little rewards and insane amounts of kills. The Alliance still has things to do, which we are already pretty much wrapped up with. You can see so far only one of the Crusader fortresses is belonging to us, but we're still going to take care of it once that's figured out. Everything is in the process and it'll get done, and when the Lost Kingdom is over, you will get all these wonderful rewards and wrap up your Lost Kingdom. We're gonna do a proper wrap-up of Lost Kingdom video with all the lesson learned, everything you need to know, all that good stuff, my personal experience of Lost Kingdom, the good things, the bad things, the flaws, the things that I learned, not about Rise of Kingdoms only, but also about the people I played the game with, and the decisions, the hard decisions, the tough decisions that came into the game as part of the Lost Kingdom. But for now, I'm gonna leave you guys with this. I'm the Gekko. I'm out of here. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. If you found it useful, helpful in any shape or form, share it with your alliance. Smash a like on the video. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell so you get notifications every time I upload a new video. We'll be streaming on Saturday and talking about what's next. We have the Jumper and Legends Gaming going for the Ziggurat as well. A lot of big things. We have awesome Ark of Osiris casts coming up this weekend, so you don't want to miss that. I'll see you guys sooner rather than later. Thank you again all for your continuous support and all your kindness and all the awesomeness that you guys are for making this dream of mine a possibility to make videos and you know, have a beautiful audience like you guys watching and giving me continuous feedback at all time. I'll see you sooner rather than later. Take care. Peace.